Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of my ocean-only super flat survival world. Now, in this episode we're going to build a couple more farms, and in this time the farms are going to be in the nether. So let's just quickly go to the nether, and before we do anything I need to gather about 3 shulker boxes worth of magma blocks, because we're going to be needing all of that for a gold farm. And yeah, I have a spot somewhere down here. There's a spot down here that I have been using as my natural resource spot, and down here there's just a lot of magma blocks, and I'm just going to start mining down here. Now I am a bit afraid of the lava that I just heard over there, but other than that, everything should be fine. This is a steel touch pickaxe, so I can even mine some quartz. Alright, so it turns out I needed a bit more than 2 shulker boxes. I actually needed 3.5 shulker boxes of magma blocks. So I brought 3 and some more, and that took me about 40 minutes to get. But yeah, so now we can continue on. I forgot to bring ladders with me. I should have some sticks. There we go. And obviously I am going to take this with me as well, because obviously first thing we need to do is get on the nether roof, and let's just pick a spot for that. Alright, so I'm here. I am going to try and find a way up. This looks promising. How high are we? 100. Yeah, only 20 blocks more. I'm going to obviously build a portal up there as well, but I want to cross-check the coordinates again, so I'll do that later. There we go. Targeted block 125. Okay, we need 127. There we go, that's 127, yep. That's the one. I should have something to mark it with though. Let's write it down, just in case. There we go, and just... There we go. And this is the block. And according to my image, if we just take this one out, this is my stuff to break the bedrock. I brought enough of everything. So we need this, trapdoor, and pistons. That should be pretty much it. So if I go like this, and I believe let me see for a second. Alright, so apparently I have to remove this piston and place a bamboo trapdoor here. And also in the video he said that we should probably do this and use item place block to something else, because now it just spams it instead of just placing it. I'm not going to demonstrate that with obsidian. I can demonstrate with that here. Yeah, you see it's very fast. So we kind of go here, press this and just hold. Yep, I'm going to need to try again. Okay, there we go. That's what I was waiting for. That's a big relief. It needed some tries, but we got there in the end. So I am going to go cross-check the coordinates of my portal, so I can bring it up here until if we make some sort of nether hub in the future. I'm going to obviously have it there, but for now, for our purposes, we're going to need it up there, and I'm also going to bring some chests or shulker boxes just to store my stuff in. So we've cross-checked the coordinates, and the portal should be at about 2, 2. So this block. Okay, let's try it out. Alright, looks like it works one way, but let's see if it works the other way. No, so the other one still brings us here. I am breaking the wrong bedrock, or the wrong obsidian. Alright, so let's go back to that one and see where the home portal takes us now. Okay, it works now. Let me just mark this location, and then we can start building the farm. Now the problem is that the farm usually or needs to be built about 250 blocks in the air, or 100 blocks in the air, so 250 in total. So I'm going to have to check that and start, but you can just sit back and enjoy the time lapse. Alright, now hopefully no more ghast spawn, because as you saw in the clip, probably there were a lot of ghast spawning on these platforms and shooting me from far and destroying bits of the farm as well. Alright, now we have to fill in these gaps with mobs. So I'm going to start with the pigmen. So I'm just going to build a bridge, something like this. And then just try to push one, because they mostly remain static, I think. Don't move that much. Maybe if I had turtle legs, but I can't get them. On top of that block. Oh look, another one. Joined. And if I name him, he shouldn't respawn. Alright, so now I've done all 4 of the corners for pigmen. And now we have to do for these other spots, and that's where iron golems should be. So if I just build a little bridge out here, and you have to be careful because iron golems can walk past 1 block gaps. You have to be careful you don't build too close, because then he can just pathfind over your gap and he will go for the zombies, but I don't think he can get them from that far away. Alright, let's do it like this. So we build platform, jump and pumpkin. And there we go. I have to repeat these 12 times in total for 2 layers. Or 12 times for 1 layer and 12 times for other layer. And would you look at that, I brought the exact amount of redstone of iron blocks that I needed. That was completely by chance, by the way. I did not count them specifically, but this should be the last iron golem. Oh, well, that went well. This should be the last iron golem. And now we could test the farm out. However, there will probably be some issues in the schematic. There are 5 snow layers here, because otherwise the babies get stuck here. And that's going to be a problem, because I cannot currently get snow in my in my world. And one thing I noticed also is I could have used grindstones for these, but that damage is already done, so there's nothing really I can do about that. So we're going to have to figure out a system to prevent this from being stuck here, either by making a trap door here and not allowing them, or only allow the small ones to pass through and the other ones to pathfind around, and just create a hole down and let them fall. Or we can figure out something else, but now I have to be careful not to fall in there again. Now I wanted to place some chests here and test out how fast the farm actually is. Alright, I've brought 4 chests for each of these sides, so we can just pop those here. And then I guess we need a temporary block here. Place another one like this, and then just do that on all 4 sides if I had enough inventory space. And I have a bow just to start the whole thing. So first we need to block this off. So I am going to break this block as well, just in case. Then let's say that one. Oh my god. That was a bit of an overreaction, don't you think? Now, as you can see, this is going to be producing a lot of noise, both from the zombies and from the minecarts. So I'm just going to turn my volume down. It also produces a lot of XP. You see, I don't see any of the babies getting stuck in there yet, at least. We'll see how that goes. So I'm just going to AFK here. So in about half an hour of AFKing, I got this much stuff in each chest. I've obviously thrown out the golden swords because there were way too many of them. And that's going to be a problem in the future. So I'm going to now build a sorting system that sorts out all the gold and throws away everything else for now. And maybe we can later keep the rotten flesh and the swords to maybe trade with the rotten flesh with villagers and burn the swords to get more gold. So now I'm just going to take this apart and put all of these items into the upper chests. And then we're going to create a sort of a minecart collection system that's going to take the items into a centralized storage system on here. Before we continue with the video, I have a question. So I have been planning a bit how this area is going to look like in the future. And I want to preserve this grass block as something special because it's the first grass block we had, and every grass block is kind of a descendant to this grass block. And to make it something special, I kind of have two options in mind. The first one is when we have like a town hall or something above this place, it's going to be under it some sort of a special thing like a treasure inside the treasury of the town hall. And the other option is it's going to be a bit further out from the center of the city, and it's going to be in a cave. And the cave is going to be a special cave, and it's going to have this sort of crystal inside, and this crystal is going to contain this grass block, and we can make something out of that later. So I'm kind of leaning towards option 2, but let me know what you think is better down in the comments. Alright, now we can go back to the video. Alright, so I've emptied the chests, lowered the platform a little bit, and now we need to create a rail underneath all of them. So we're going to actually take this gold and some glass because we don't want anything spawning, as well as some sticks and redstone. And let's try with this many, and then we need some iron ones as well. So let's just, yeah, so for the corners we need iron ones because the regular ones or the powered ones cannot turn. So if I do this, it should pick up items. I'm going to test it out later. And this is going to meet here. This, and then we're going to have one branch off a bit and into a minecart collection system, or minecart breaker slash collection system. I have to get up there somehow. I don't need a bow. There we go. All right. Let's see. We are exactly 2 rails short. However, we are going to need more anyway, so I'm going to just take more. And I have no sticks, so I have to make some sticks. There we go, 1, 2. It should be fine for now. Alright, so since there's a ladder here, back is that way, I want a collection system to go sort of there. So what I'm going to do is have the minecart go off in that direction, break there, and then sort all the way down there. So that's why we need a block here. I think it needs to be a solid block for it to return. Alright, we have 1 block. I think that's enough for now. And let's get another one here. And now we have to find a way to power these. So we're going to need some more blocks. And we're going to also need a lever. Or rather 4 of them. Or should I just use redstone torches? 4 levers. I think if I just do this, yep, it powers all of them. Okay, there we go. All right, anyway, we have this, we have a hopper, and now this should, I've disabled the minecart sound because of the ones up there that are not properly aligned, just to keep creating noise. And if I stop this one on the way back, I can pick it up and oh yeah, it's full of gold now. Alright. It works. We have confirmed it works. Now I have to extend this rail a bit longer. And then into a turn and some sort of braking mechanism. Okay. Alright, so here we are. I've extended that railway a bit. And I've prepared the area so I just know where the center is and some 5 blocks out. And I'm going to start building it here just so I can have some extra storage systems to add. And actually I'm going to extend it out a little bit just because of all the stuff required for the sorting system and so that it's nice and flat here. Alright, so This is a design by, let me see just really quickly. So this is a design by Inverse Hackerman. He just improved on the Ilmango's version. So I'm just going to leave a link in the description as I always do. So let's see, we have to go, so the rail comes in at this height. And we need the items to drop back here. Alright, so I'm at about the same level of completion as we were before. So I need to make the bottom piston again. So this block has to be a solid block like this. And then another block lower is the piston facing that way. So I'm going to have to place it carefully like this. There we go. And behind the piston, there's an observer facing downwards. I'm not sure. Yeah, I can just do this and just place it like this. And this is going to power this piston when the time is right. So if I... Oh yeah, okay. I see. We need another observer to be facing this way. Now this powers it. Yep, this works fine now. There we go. And then there's 3 blocks here. And comparator here. So it detects if there's an item in this dropper. Then there's a block on here. And then a lever here. So this lever can actually turn it on or off. Because when it powers this node block, it shuts the whole system off because the node block can no longer update. And then we just have 2 of these servers facing here. And this is pretty much it. We only need the main part now, or the braking part. And that is, go here. There's a soul sand here, a hopper here, and the soul sand is on fire. So from what I understand of this system is that the minecart comes there, and then it somehow glitches into that block. It gets broken by the soul fire, and because the soul sand is not a full block, it gets picked up by this item hopper, put into this dropper, and then this comparator detects this, fires all 3 observers and places it back on, and it's on its way. So now I just have to connect this to the rails, put a hopper somewhere here, and test it out. Actually, I'm missing a block here as well. There we go. So all the items will fall through here. This is the collection point for all the items. So I'm just going to place some chests and a hopper here. Like this. Or even better, a block higher. I am going to block this off. Then here as well. So the items don't fall anywhere we don't want them to fall. I don't think this is necessary. However, I am just going to do it because I don't want to mess anything up. I think that's it. Yeah, okay. I'm just going to leave some of the scaffolding here just in case we need to break something. I'm going to connect it up and test it out. Alright, I have connected everything. Okay, that was weird. And pigment just randomly fell. So we can just push the minecart here and test it out. Let's see, it's making its way around. And then... Okay, there we go, it works. And we got all the items in here. Yep, it's still processing them. So I think it's going to overflow in a bit. I think that's just because we have a lot of items in the back storage. I think it should be fine once we have the farm actually running. So I'm going to stop this mechanism for now, and this just stops it. This lever just stops it. As you can see, it will just get stuck inside, and it makes its way up, breaks, and it stays in here. And this has a total of almost 1 stack of excess items. So now I have to get a lot of chests and make this copper line here and sorter systems here. So one of the sorter systems will be for nuggets and one of them for ingots. and everything else will just be thrown out by the system. So the swords and rotten flesh will be thrown out. So let's prepare the basic structure and then make the sorters. Alright, so this is the main platform where all the redstone circuitry will be. So we have 5 of these. This will be the 5 sorting hoppers. I think this is, yeah, this is right. And then we have hoppers facing into them, just so they don't face down or to the side. So this will be the filtering hoppers. And then I believe it is something like this. So it's 1, 2, then here, a block here, and a block here. So if we connect everything, it's like this. Okay, I'm going to test it out. I'm just going to build them out first because I do think this is correct. And then I have to make some hoppers below and then obviously a lot of chests. Alright, I'm just going to place these 5 chests here and then we need to place hoppers facing into them. And now if we fill all of the 4 last slots with cobblestone and all of the first slots, in this case with nuggets, we can test this out. So let's get some nuggets. And this should start filtering them out until 41. Yeah, there we go. Yep, there we go. And if I run this machine for, let's say, 2 cycles, we should get only gold ingots here and only iron gold nuggets in there. This will never overflow because it's limited to this hopper speed, and will never go faster than this hopper. So let's just turn it off for now. And that's why there's no way this will ever go to this one unless this one is completely full. But I have to do it like this because in the future when we get ice, I'm going to just blast the items as fast as we can over these hoppers. So we'll need a fast enough system to keep up. Looks like this worked perfectly. So what I am going to do is mirror it to the other side. Alright, so the last progress update in this episode, I thought I had more time, but it turns out I'm well over 20 minutes already. So I have finished the sorting system, I have extended it so the gold ingots get sorted as well. I have tested it also and it works nice. And this is just the disposal system for the swords and the rotten flesh. And I've also added this nice little platform at the bottom so we can actually walk on top and not train to scaffolding. And yeah, that's going to be it for today's video. We are going to continue work on this area in next one because I have a little bit more things planned out for this part. So yeah, hopefully you enjoyed. Please make sure to check out my next episode when it comes out, and I hope to see you there. Goodbye.